Previously on Cold Justice, Steve and I arrived in North Dakota to help the Minot Police Department investigate the 2007 murder of 18-year-old college student Anita Knudsen.
I don't think she was struggling. This is 2 quick stabs.
Anita was a smart, kind, beautiful young woman, and her murder shook this small town, drew national attention from true crime podcasts, and may have played a role in her brother's tragic suicide just a few years later.
Were you in love with Anita? Yes.
She would never do anything like that, though. Right?
I mean,
We determined that her friend Tyler Schmaltz's crush on her was harmless, and we have eliminated him as a suspect, which leaves us with 3. The last person to text with her, Michael Vann, the maintenance man who discovered her slashed window, Marty Annell, and Nicole Thomas, her allegedly jealous roommate who argued with her just a few weeks before.
He had the comment the one time, it will make you move out one way or another.
And while we struck out with our DNA testing, we did get a promising new lead and a clue that we're on the right track.
There were some people that went to a party with her. She was drunk. She just, all of a sudden out of nowhere, oh, yeah, I did it.
We'll have to do some research and see if we can find the names of a couple of people that were there.
These people talk about her being the same kind of drunk and saying the same thing, and they're credible. Golly, that'd be nice. You and Abby always want these cases that are like more investigative instead of these circumstantial husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend cases that I like. So you got your choice.
It's just sad, you know, and this is a true victim. This is one of those things that you are going to lay in bed for years. Remember her, you know.
Just someone so young and so kind of alive.
She was a nice girl. I mean,
yeah, didn't do anything wrong.
Right. Kind of how you want your kids to turn out.
I know, it's crazy. There are still so many unanswered questions, but Anita's family has gone on too long without answers and justice. We're going to do everything we can to fix that.
She was joy, beautiful and fun, and everybody loved her.
Smart, artistic. She took up violin, piano, ballet, writing.
Independent. She was a person that always looked out for the ones that were being bullied.
There's nothing bad you can say about her, ever. When the moment we lost her, everything changed.
I want the person that did it to realize what they did and to who they did it to.
Hoping things move quicker than I know that they will. I mean, it's kind of all there is hope, right?
According to the family, Anita expressed concern and even fear about her roommate, who she alleged had been sending her threatening text messages. The messages themselves were apparently never seen, at least not by anyone other than Anita, but it was enough for her mother Sharon to acknowledge that Anita may have been in fear for her life.
How are y'all? Eric Devil, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Carmen.
Eric Devil, nice to meet you.
While we work on tracking down the party witnesses who may have heard our suspect Nicole Thomas confess, we want to review Anita's text messages.
Ready to get going?
Yes, sir. We know that Anita texted with Michael Vann, also known as Money Mike, in the early morning hours before she was murdered, and that she allegedly had a heated exchange in the past with her roommate Nicole. Our digital forensics expert is here to help us lay it all out.
First thing we got, this Anita's cell phone that was found inside of her apartment. It is an old-fashioned Motorola phone. It recovered 161 calls, 101 photographs, 48 different text messages.
The question is, since Anita's physical wounds didn't suggest a crime of passion, are there digital clues into her killer's motive?
The last time that we think that she was communicating, there's an outgoing message from Anita's phone identified with the contact as Money Mike. How do you move on after being engaged twice? That's a huge life-altering thing. Next message from that number associated with Money Mike. You never move, you just become jaded. Hope that you find someone who will love you for you. She responds, good night. 4:39:53, Mike responds, "Oh, good night."
Okay.
Then he sends another message at 4:43:53 a.m. "Nice, I thought you were going to reply to last text." To which she replies, "I didn't know what to say to it." Reply, incoming message. You don't say anything. That one shows received, it does not show read.
She never read. Okay. From the looks of it, on the morning of her murder, Anita was getting advice from Michael Vann about having a broken heart. We know that she had an ex-boyfriend she was still talking to out in California. Maybe that's what that was all about. There doesn't seem to be anything to indicate any animosity between Anita and Michael. But what about her roommate, Nicole?
Next one, I was asked about text message with Nicole. So 4/21/2007, there was a message, 7:49:15 a.m. It was an incoming message. Okay, so next time you leave and don't plan on coming back in the morning and lock your door, because God knows I'm dying to get in there, shut the alarm off so I don't have to listen to it all morning when I can be sleeping.
6 weeks before.
Correct.
Yep.
Next message, 4/21/2007 from Nicole. And just for the heads up, my dad and I are going to talk to the landlord ASAP and see what we can do, because honestly, I have no idea what I did to you to make you all of a sudden be all weird on me. But I'm going to tell you right now, I sure as hell ain't going to put up with it until December. This sucks. And I may sound like a bitch, but what goes around comes around.
I think that sums up their relationship right there.
Yeah.
At 8:21:36 a.m., incoming message again from Nicole. Things shouldn't have gotten like this in the first place. I didn't do to deserve it, but whatever. I am done discussing this. Oh, and by the way, I really don't feel like talking on the phone, so I guess we're both out of luck, aren't we? We don't have any replies, so we don't know what Anita replied to, what she said. We don't know if she replied at all. 1:31:10 p.m. on 4/22/2007 from the phone number for Nicole. Are you going to move out, or am I, if we can get out of this lease if one of us leaves? Message 4/22/2007, incoming message from Nicole. This is causing me problems with my family because my stress level is very high on this subject. Seriously, what did I do to you? I ain't never home. You pretty much have the effing place to yourself, for Christ's sake. And this is the one last message. This message sent 6/4/2007, 5:34:16 p.m. What does your mom want my phone number for? The notation on this one is this message was never actually read. That is Monday. I believe her body is found almost right about this time anyway, right?
Yeah. Okay. These messages paint a pretty clear picture of escalating tension between Anita and Nicole. What's most surprising is that initially, Nicole told the investigators that she and Anita did not have any serious issues. Nicole's text messages seem pretty damning, except for the last one she sent a few hours after the murder. Was Nicole really unaware Anita was dead, or was she just trying to appear like she was? Well, thank you very much, Eric.
Good luck.
There are a number of things that could break this case. It might be somebody that hears a story or a friend that confides in them.
Okay. So I did look these up on our GIS map. This one looks like a good address.
According to a rumor from one of our witnesses, Anita's roommate, Nicole Thomas, sometime after Anita Knutsen's murder, actually got drunk at a party and confessed to killing her.
She was supposed to be at that party as well.
Yeah. We've got leads on 3 people who may have been there and heard her say it. If so, that would be a big piece of circumstantial evidence. It would give us something to confront Nicole with when she comes to talk to us.
I am working a case back from like 15 years ago. Anita Knutsen. Do you know who that is?
Oh, I've heard about her.
Okay, so your name was brought up for being at a party, and there was mention of Nicole Thomas being there.
Yeah, that name's not familiar either.
What? You want out? So you don't know any parties where statements were made that might have been concerning or... Thank you. I appreciate it. That was a huge bust.
I still think all killers talk. It's just a matter of who they talk to.
I mean, you can't hold it in for 15 years and not feel a shred of guilt.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you?
Do you remember the Anita Knutsen homicide?
Yes.
Did you know her?
I didn't.
Nicole Thomas, do you remember her?
I don't. I was a couple years older than all of them.
Okay.
I'll be honest, we got back from Iraq, we partied pretty hard. Yeah, I just don't remember her.
Okay, you have a good day.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Okay.
Hello.
Do y'all have any luck?
Not really.
He didn't even remember Nicole at all.
See, and that's the same. She couldn't remember Nicole.
Okay. We are 0 for 2 in finding someone at this party who might have heard Nicole confess. Is it just because it's a rumor, or will we have better luck with the third person?
I don't remember Nicole. Maybe she was at a party I was at, but I couldn't put a face to her or anything. So.
Okay.
It sounds like there's nothing to this party rumor after all. Thanks a lot, Sue. Take care.
Okay.
If Nicole actually did confess, we have no way to prove it yet.
Look me in the eye. Tell me what you see. Is it do or say die?
Dr. Paneri's over here waiting for us to get there along with Carmen and Mickey. Y'all can talk through everything. Today, we are re-examining the actual apartment where Anita was killed back in 2007. We hope that recreating the killer's actions will shed light on the likelihood that they entered and exited through the cut window screen. This was their living room?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So straight ahead, that's going to be Anita's bedroom.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly where her bed was.
Yep,
just like
her bed
this.
was up against the wall over here. She had a dresser next to the bed.
The way her body ends up, can you be her?
Absolutely.
And then we'll talk about how she got there, but start with where she ends up.
The left leg is bent up like this. Like this leg is down like this. And she's just...
And where's the knife?
The knife was here at the corner foot of the bed, and it was kind of under the blanket.
Okay. Now, Carmen, if you're Marty, I can kind of see now why you didn't see her, right?
Well, especially when the lights are off in here, and you stand outside and look in, it's very dark in this room.
There's no lights in here that were on because Gordon turned them on.
And there's a big blanket right here.
Yeah. So I can absolutely see why he didn't see her.
Maybe Marty was telling the truth about not being able to see Anita's body through the open window.
Okay, now do your thoughts on how she ends up that way.
So she's laying here, propped up.
Got a bathrobe on, no panties, no bra.
Texting. Her phone's kind of right here.
Whether she's texting or asleep, the killer entered her room. She's kind of propped up, just like Dr. Paneri is. And there's going to be one here. Comes across, and then the fatal right in between the breasts.
She sits up and then just collapses forward.
So that's a fast collapse, huh?
Pretty fast. Her heart is cut, so the muscle can't contract at all.
See, I always thought that Anita hops up and there's more of a struggle, and then she falls like this.
Yeah, but there's nothing in this room that's tipped upside down.
On her dresser, there's a lot of delicate stuff. I mean, that stuff would all go... Look at how small this room is.
Yeah.
She didn't have a chance to scream or defend herself. You would think that if the killer actually crawled through Anita's bedroom window, she would have been alerted.
There was a lot of stuff that she had just piled on the floor underneath the window that would have been just disheveled.
Okay, and it wasn't messed up.
It didn't look to be.
Marty admits the screen, he removed it.
If you're going to go out, the screen, I can tell you, from the pressure, it's going to pop.
It's going to pop.
It's going to pop. And there's going to be bends in it. I mean...
The metal itself.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen to your cut L when you go out?
Well, it's going to rip.
Okay. Show us the cut.
Oh my gosh, that goes through so easy.
And that makes a lot of noise.
And if she's laying back just texting her friends.
I'm gonna see it, I'm gonna hear it. If you're hearing somebody and you have that much time to prepare, you either run, you call 911, you don't just
You'd
lay
have
here casually with your
wounds,
feet.
Too. You'd have some sort
Absolutely.
of broken fingernail, something.
Yeah.
Try to go out it, Steve.
I ain't going out here.
What else do we need to appreciate about the window?
There's going to be marks again on the wall from when you grab here, you can see the dust.
We have that picture, like you can see all the...
I mean, look at that.
So nobody went out that window.
Not messed up.
Her blood was on it.
Her blood's on the screen from the night. Okay.
The evidence suggests that Anita's killer never entered through this bedroom window. Plus, Anita's blood was found near the cut in the screen, suggesting that the screen was cut with the knife after it was used to stab Anita. I've seen a lot of crime scenes in my day, and this was clearly staged. But, more importantly, if Anita's killer didn't enter through the bedroom window, they must have come through the front door. And when her body was discovered, that door was actually locked.
What if Anita let our killer in, okay? So the murder happens, and I'm the killer, and the door's unlocked because Anita let me in because she knows me. And now I can lock this door by turning the knob, and I can pull it too, and it's going to lock it.
But you open it.
Does that
You
make
can get
sense?
right back in. This is not a push-to-turn lock.
And you would have to use a key to unlock that deadbolt.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This door and lock are exactly the same as it was back in 2007. And the door can only be locked or unlocked with the key. So if it was locked after the killer left, they had to have a key. So if the killer locked the door when they left, in the whole wide world, who has a key? Anita, her roommate, and the maintenance man. This is a huge piece of evidence and a big deal. That was very, very helpful. Thank you. We already cleared Tyler Schmaltz as a suspect, but it looks like there's no way he or Michael Vann could have possibly killed Anita, which leaves us with Marty and Nicole. Based on our examination of Anita Knutsen's apartment, we have all but eliminated Michael Vann as a suspect because he did not have a key. That leaves her roommate, Nicole Thomas, and the maintenance man, Marty Annell.
The property's maintenance man. Many suspect him because he did commit suicide.
The problem here seems to be that we don't know his history, we don't know his mental health situation, and we don't know the unfortunate series of events which led to his death.
Hi, is this Connie?
Yes, it is.
This is Detective Ash. I'm calling from the Minot Police Department. We are looking into an old cold case, and it kind of relates back to your brother, Marty.
Okay.
Since Marty is deceased, we're reaching out to his sister. The question is, what was going on in Marty's world when he decided to end his life? And was it possibly guilt over killing Anita?
I don't know if you remember, there was a homicide here in Minot back in 2007, and it was in that apartment complex.
2007.
Yeah, where Marty worked.
He lived with his girlfriend,
Yeah. So, do you remember him talking about that happening at all?
No, never,
Okay.
ever. My brother committed suicide up there.
Right. Yeah. We just kind of wanted to get a little background on what else was going on in his life at that time that may have led to his suicide.
The biggest reason for his committing suicide was that his girlfriend was cheating on him, so their relationship was ending.
Do you remember how long they were in a relationship for?
It was several years, maybe 10.
When you found out what happened with Marty, was that a shock to you?
Yeah, it was a big shock.
Okay.
Because he was doing so good. I mean, he was happy in that relationship. They did so many things together. It was a very happy time in his life until I think she was having that affair. And he was losing his job and his home because of their breakup. It was just totally pulled the rug out from underneath him. And that was the end for him.
And just to confirm, like, you don't remember Marty ever mentioning Anita's murder to you at all?
Never. I didn't even remember him mentioning any other woman's name ever.
Okay.
With Marty being dead, Connie doesn't have a big motivation to lie for him. And according to her, he was losing his long-term relationship, his job, and his place to live.
We talked for 6 hours. He said that something was wrong.
On top of that, it was New Year's Day. So maybe he was just reflecting on his own life and not Anita's. Thank you, Connie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice. Nice. Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
With Marty looking more and more like he's not our killer, it's time to refocus our attention back on Nicole Thomas. So let's see if we can try to find Donna Belland. She was the boss at eTelecare of Nicole. And I think Nicole even talked to her about the murder itself. Nicole's former co-worker has spoken to police in the past about Nicole's temper. We want to learn more about that. And if it was so bad, it could have led to this murder.
You, Donna?
Yeah.
Hi, Donna. I'm Detective Talbot with the Minot Police Department.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I'm Steve. How are you?
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Mickey.
Mickey, nice to meet you, too.
We're kind of looking into Anita Knutsen's case back in 2007.
Oh, yeah. I'll be glad to tell you anything about her.
Okay, yes.
She sat next to me.
Nikki
and
did?
I heard her, the girl whose roommate was killed sat next to me, and I heard her bitching about that roommate for months, to the point where I told her, I said, you guys you can't live together.
Did she ever talk about if it got physical? Anything
No.
like that?
All I know is it was a very volatile situation, one that I thought was going to explode. Because what happened toward the end there is she had actually, her roommate and her were arguing about her aquarium running. Anita didn't like the sound of the aquarium, and so she kept turning it off. And then she came back from a weekend, and the girl had turned it off completely, and all her fish were dead. And she just went completely bananas over it. And it was like the following Monday or something, it was right after that, that she comes in and says that her roommate was killed. She came after the homicide and was telling me, and just look, and she said, so long as I keep my mouth shut, I'll be fine.
We knew about Nicole and Anita's strained relationship, but this is the first time we've heard that Anita killed Nicole's pet fish. As silly as that sounds, you have to wonder if that may have been the tipping point in their relationship. Do you think she was sorry about what happened to Anita?
No.
You didn't, she never...
That girl got what she deserved. That's the way she acted. Wasn't her words. She's capable of murder. That's what I think.
Anyone who's ever had a roommate knows it isn't exactly uncommon to get on one another's nerves, but this situation seemed to be becoming more volatile and even threatening.
At this point, we've heard from witnesses that Nicole Thomas had a temper, was jealous of Anita, and became enraged with Anita just days before the murder.
Hi, is this Willie? Hey, Willie, it's Detective Ash. I'm calling from Minot PD.
We've tracked down Nicole's ex-boyfriend, Willie May, who dated her after the murder. We're wondering what she may have told him about the death of her old roommate.
So we're kind of trying to relook at the Anita Knutsen murder from back in 2007. And it's my understanding that at some point after that, you had dated Nicole Thomas for a while. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you remember when that was you dated?
Probably 2008, 2009.
So not long after Anita Knutsen murder?
Yeah, it wasn't long after. Because I had a big old house, and of course we'd have parties, young and dumb.
Right.
And Nicole was belligerently drunk, and a friend of mine had brought it up, and we were kind of talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of trying to be investigators ourselves, being young, that's what we do. And she said, I did it.
She told you that she killed Anita.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, that's just what happened, and that's what was said.
Did she say how she did it or any specifics?
Okay. No, that's all she said was, I did it. But then I tried to get her to say it when she was sober, and I couldn't get her to say it when she was sober.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe that you would think that I would do that. So I just left it at that.
Sure.
It was too crazy for me, so I said, see ya.
Do you still have any contact with her?
Oh. No.
Nothing?
Oh, hell no.
We've heard about rumors where Nicole attended a party and actually confessed to stabbing Anita. And now we found her ex-boyfriend, Willie May, who was actually at the party and heard her make those statements. That's our best piece of evidence yet.
He said that Nicole was belligerently drunk, and she straight out told them that she did it. He said he tried to get her to say it again when she was sober after that, but she wouldn't.
But how did she say it? Smart-ass and facetious, or slipping up because she's drunk?
No, I think it was more of a slipping up because she's drunk, is how the impression I got.
Really? And he's a credible guy.
He seems like a very credible guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Obviously, when people get drunk, it influences what they say and do, but there's not enough alcohol in the world that would make me confess to a murder I didn't commit. Wow. Okay. That's why you're acting so smug.
Me?
Yeah. Wow. When Nikki shows up, somebody can text us she's here, and we'll wait until you have her, and then we'll go knocking on the parents' door. I hope y'all are busy for 2 hours or longer.
She'll probably try to rush it up and be done by 10.
I still feel she has to show up.
Not if her dad tells her not to.
Well.
She called her dad. And what are you thinking about when mom or dad answers the door out there in Velva? What are you going to say?
Well, I don't think they'll talk to us, but maybe just.
They're not
going to
invite us in, huh?
I doubt it.
Maybe over all these years they've talked about it so much they're forgetting what they told you. They don't have the benefit of all this. And no one's ever asked Gay, where was Nicole early Sunday morning? Nikki has agreed to come in and talk. Our plan is, while Carmen and Steve handle that, Mickey and I are going to try and approach her parents, Kevin and Gay, at their house. They are her alibi for that weekend. The hope is that if we get them being questioned at the same time, we can better compare their stories to see if there are any inconsistencies. Man, y'all have good luck. According to her ex-boyfriend, Nicole has slipped up in the past. We're waiting to see if she does that again today.
I'd be kind of surprised if she actually did show up.
If I was her, I don't care, I wouldn't show up.
As for an alibi, Anita's roommate said that she'd been home all weekend, a detail that her parents corroborated.
A lot of people feel the alibi isn't strong, as most people would expect someone's parents to be willing to cover for them. But no one in the media has ever been able to obtain an interview or even a statement from the roommate or her family.
She did pull up?
No, she didn't.
In the building.
Wow, she showed up. Is she all by herself or did her husband come?
Kevin came with her.
She brought her dad. Wow. We'll go get Gay. Our prime suspect showed up at the police department, and it looks like her dad, Kevin, gave her a ride.
That's your dad, right, I'm assuming?
My dad is very close with me, yeah.
That means that her mother, Gay, is home alone, and we have the perfect opportunity to talk to her. She has never been interviewed by the police before. This is playing nicely into our plan to divide and conquer before Nicole and her parents can get together and compare notes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about how did you guys meet and how was school like?
So we didn't hang out a lot in high school anymore after like 9th, 10th grade. I mean, we did not like each other, but we had different friends. We both went to the same college. Neither of our roommates ended up working out. And then we decided that we were going to move into an apartment together. We were like inseparable. We were together all the time. I quit college because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I just got a job. And then my job schedule and her school and work schedule, it just clashed. I was coming when she was going when I was coming. We didn't talk much.
How would that make the living arrangements? Was there any problems between the two of you?
The only problem we really had, and I know there's so many stories, but we had a disagreement about an alarm clock. Our alarm clock was going on at 5 a.m. for like an hour, and I'm trying to sleep so I texted her and I was like, dude, I'm gonna smash your door down. I was like, dude, next time you need to make sure you shut your alarm clock off, because like that's respectful.
Tell me about the incident with your fish tank, because we had heard that Anita had unplugged your fish tank at one point and that killed your fish because she didn't like the noise. It made too much noise.
No, I know all my fish died because my friend poured beer in the fish tank. I don't remember anything else.
So that didn't happen?
No.
Nicole is downplaying her arguments with Anita and denying that Anita killed her pet fish. She's answering our questions, but is clearly trying to paint a picture of her own innocence.
So let's get down to that weekend as much as you can remember. You went to your parents' farm that Friday night?
I think I went Saturday morning, actually, because my cousin was leaving for like basic training or Iraq or something. We were having a party for him in Sykeston. I think I picked up my cousin. She rode with me. I think we came back from the party like 5 or 6. She owned a bar in Russo. Her and her husband did. And we came back and stayed there, and I helped her serve like food. And I stayed at Russo till probably 11 or 12.
And then what did you do then?
Went back to my parents' house and went to bed on the couch.
So you got back to the farm about
11:30 midnight, somewhere around there.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got up on Sunday?
Usually, so when I sleep on the couch, my dad's up at 5 a.m. making breakfast, being noisy, watching TV.
Did you spend the whole day at the farm, or did you go anywhere else?
I stayed there again. I stayed that night again, and then I went straight to work. So I didn't even stop at home. I just went straight to work.
Nicole's entire story about that weekend has been inconsistent, and it's even more inconsistent today. We've heard stories that she was at home with her mother and her sister watching a movie. Then we hear that it's actually with her aunt and her cousin. But today there's no mention of a movie at all. It's like she isn't keeping track of the alibi witnesses she's coming up with. It's a good thing we are.
Do you remember what they told you?
They just had told me, they said that Anita was dead and that she had been murdered. I was just, like I said, I was just in shock because I grew up here. This is my home, and I never heard of stuff like this. I felt like I should have stayed home and I should have been there, and what if I would have been there? So I live with a lot of regret.
In all reality, you weren't that close to Anita. In fact, you were planning on moving out at some point at the end of the year?
We thought about getting just, because with our different schedules and stuff, it was hard.
People said you called Anita a bitch and a whore and a...
Oh my gosh, and people can say that I would never do that. I had nothing against her. People, are making up stories about me. And that's hard. It's not fair.
That weekend, you never came back into Minot at all. So you never told your aunt that you came back to Minot on Saturday to get clothes?
No.
So if she told us that, she would be a liar?
Well, I would assume she's confused because I never came back to Minot to get clothes.
Didn't go watch a movie at Alyssa's house or Joyce's house?
No, because I was with Alyssa at the bar.
Do you know William May?
Yeah.
If someone told us you were at a party with William and you said you killed Anita, would they be lying or would that be the
They
truth?
would definitely be lying. You guys, listen. This is wrecked my whole life. I want the person found too, because I want my life back.
I mean, all these people have no reason to say horrible things about you.
I don't know why they are, you guys. I didn't say any of this stuff. There's so many stories.
All of these people are liars.
Okay, I want to get a lawyer.
We're not attacking. We're not trying to attack you.
I don't want to talk anymore.
That's fine. Then we're done.
I haven't done anything.
Nicole's denying everything. And now guess what? She's the victim in this case, not Anita. Wrongly accused by everyone around her. She's not crying for Anita. She's crying for herself.
The lights are all off.
It seems like nobody is at Nicole's parents' house. We're thinking that maybe that's because her mom went to Nicole's house to watch Nicole's kid while Nicole went down to the station.
Let's go to Nicole's house and see if Gay's there. As long as we get there before they get back, we can knock on the door and see what happens.
To talk to Gay alone, we need to get to Nicole's house before Nicole and her dad get back from the station.
Is that Kevin's truck?
Oh, he's on the phone. You think that's Kevin right there?
I know it is.
We pull up to Nicole's house right next to her dad, Kevin. This is about to get interesting.
Here he comes.
Howdy.
Hi.
Hi.
I know who you are. Seen you on TV.
Well, we're here to try and talk to Gay.
Gay?
Uh-huh.
Gay's my wife.
I know.
Well, we live in Velva.
Yeah, she's not home.
She's home.
Oh, she didn't answer.
Well, why would she? She's hysterical.
She should be.
Well, yeah. Our daughter's being charged for something she didn't do. My daughter was on the farm the whole time with me.
No, she wasn't.
I'm no goddamn liar.
I'm not saying that you're a liar or anything, but we know that she was in Sykeston that day, too.
Yes.
Okay, and then
she
we...
rode down with me.
No, that's not the statement we have either. But we know that she also went to the bar, so she wasn't with you the entire time.
No.
I swear I'm not calling you a liar.
You ain't.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Kevin, you're a dad that loves your daughter. We understand that.
Yeah.
The only person who could have killed Anita had a key. The killer had a key.
The window on her bedroom was pushed out. If she's got the key, why
Because the person
why didn't
faked
she go
it.
out the first door, or on the front door?
They did go out the front door, and then they locked it. The door was locked.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather not have this. All right, I'm gonna. Can you guys please leave?
Yeah, we will.
I got.
No, we will. We will.
Nicole's husband came outside and asked us to leave. Nicole and her dad are probably panicking now.
Well, he was talking to Gay on the phone when he pulled up, and then when he saw you, he jumped out of the car to stop us. So Gay's useless now.
Fortunately, I think we've heard enough.
And he messed up when he said Nikki rode with them to the barbecue.
Because that's not even Nikki's statement, is that right?
Oh, his either. She took her own car. That's everywhere. She took her own car, so how she riding back with her cousin?
Chief Klug told the Minot Daily News, ultimately, we ask what can be done to solve this case, not just for us, but for the family. We don't care who solves it. We just want it solved.
Good morning, girls. Last day. I know y'all are excited about that. We started this case with 4 suspects with various potential motives and a slew of unanswered questions. The biggest one being, who would murder such a vibrant and beloved young girl? First, Michael Vann. He was the very last person to be talking to Anita. We can't talk to him because he passed away in 2009. Now, sitting here today, what all do we know about Michael Vann?
It just sounds like they were really good friends. They communicated quite often via text and phone call.
She responds to Buddy Mike, good night.
He's got no violent crime history at all.
Michael Vann may have had a crush on Anita, but his text messages show no evidence of a motive. As far as we know, he did not know where she lived and he did not have a key, which is how the evidence showed Anita's killer entered the apartment. That takes care of Money Mike. Let's talk about the maintenance man, Marty Annell. The main point for Marty is he has a key.
He takes the screen off and doesn't see Anita. It was awfully difficult to see inside of that room.
It's absolutely plausible that he didn't notice her.
There's no lights in here that were on because Gordon turned them on.
And there's a big blanket right here.
I can absolutely see why he didn't see her.
We circled up here, why did he commit suicide? And then we found Marty's sister.
The biggest reason for his committing suicide was that his girlfriend was cheating on him, so their relationship was ending.
They lived together, so Marty was going to have to find a new place to live. He would also lose his job. He would probably have to move in with his mother because he had nowhere else to go.
People commit suicide for any one of these reasons, and he had all of them. I mean, the only evidence you have about Marty is that he happened to commit suicide a year and a half later. And now you know why. Marty Annell may have had a key, but we have found no evidence that he was involved or even knew who Anita was before she was murdered. He had no known history of violence and no reason in the world to kill her. So Marty Annell, once and for all, is off the suspect board. Everybody's in agreement. And that leaves one suspect on our board with motive and a key.
I have always thought from the get-go that Nikki Thomas had something to do with it. Nikki was very jealous of the attention that Anita got. They got in the fight. She's like, well, I'll make you move out one way or another.
Nicole, over the years, has been the only one who's consistently inconsistent about what happened.
The first version, it was I went home and watched a movie with my mom and my sister. And then it was I went to the bar. And then it was I went to the bar. And then I left the bar and went and watched a movie with my cousin and my aunt. And then I went back to the farm. One incident, she had mentioned that she had actually left the bar and come back to Minot and went to her apartment that Saturday night to get clothes.
What a slip up, right?
That's completely different from anything else she said.
She's got this strained relationship with Anita. She wants her out of the apartment. We've got text messages.
My dad and I are going to talk to the landlord ASAP. And I may sound like a bitch, but what goes around comes around.
She was completely bananas about the fact that Anita unplugged the fish tank and killed her fish.
She just went completely bananas over it. And it was like the following Monday or something, it was right after that she comes in and says that her roommate was killed.
And then you found Willie Mae. What did she say to Willie Mae?
She said to him, I did it.
Nicole was belligerently drunk, and she said, I did it.
Brand new witness, never had that before. Heard Nicole admit it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The truth never changes. But Nicole's story has. And the key to this case is that key.
But we know that the deadbolt was locked. You needed a key to open that door. This is not a push-to-turn lock.
So if the killer locked the door when they left, in the whole wide world, who has a key? If you have a staged crime scene, the only person who needs to stage something is the one that everything is going to be pointing at unless they stage something, and that's Nicole.
Everything points to her.
It all points back to her. By all accounts, the only person in the whole world that didn't like Anita was Nicole. And we've uncovered enough circumstantial evidence in this case to present it to the prosecutor that Nicole killed Anita.
What goes ahead, there's no way of knowing. Inside's beauty that's not showing. And all those things he said he couldn't do.
I think Anita's whole family will be there again, her mom, her dad, her aunt, and her sister. And they're going to see you pulling up along with your captain and your chief.
I mean, I just want them to be able to, I don't know, get peace of mind.
Yep.
Carmen and Mickey met with their prosecutor.
Oh, they're going to be so excited to see y'all.
And now we're on the way to meet with Anita's family to give them some good news.
Hello, Lilana.
The chief and the captain wanted to meet with Anita's family, too. These are the kind of conversations cold case investigators live for.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to get worked up for you guys.
Okay.
But,
all right.
I don't know if I can do this. So we were able to speak to our DA. We are on board with moving forward with criminal charges for Nicole Thomas.
My word.
She's going to be arrested.
Okay.
Everywhere we went, your whole community was so excited. Everybody was cooperative, and I think it's wonderful to see a world that is so appreciative of what a special, special person Anita was.
Well, we know that. I can't believe you're doing this. That's great.
Because it didn't seem like we were just ever going to get to any point of anything.
Having the resources come in to support us and to get us over that threshold so we could get to this point, it's a load off of all of our shoulders. We'd always hoped to get to this day, and we're finally there.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Because Anita was such a special person, the people in Ward County and Minot and Velva, them wanting to make this case be solved along with your police department's investment, that is what made it work. And I wish it happened everywhere we go, but it does not. And that's what did it.
Very thankful for you guys, all
Yes,
of you.
Thank you.
It's been 15 years, and there's such a relief right now in my feelings to think that we can proceed. I am absolutely overwhelmed today. I am so grateful. Very thankful. Thank you very, very, very much.
A young girl with a great future was taken away from her family way too soon. We tried to actively investigate Anita's case for the past few years, and finally, with the help of cold justice, we were able to move forward. At about 3:25 p.m., 34-year-old Nicole Rice was arrested for murder and taken to Ward County Jail. My heart goes out to the family. I wish we could have solved this sooner, but at the same time, I'm glad to say that we have the person responsible for the murder of Anita Knutson in custody.